What's up, gang? It's your boy Tyler, and thanks for watching another episode of the most trash show on YouTube, Garage Goons. And if you've been watching my channel recently, you know I'm on the ultimate quest to find just the smoothest, laid-back, chill, sexy tobacco fragrance. And so you know how the algorithms work. I was on Joma Shop. This thing came across my screen. I was like, next paycheck, I'll pick it up. And then Cuba Knows, if you watch fragrance content, you're probably familiar with his channel. But Cuba Knows is one of the biggest fragrance reviewers in all of YouTube and TikTok. And he talked about this one like 2 days after I saw it for $50 on Joma Shop. And then it went up to 80. But without further ado, let's get into it. I'm reviewing today Roberto Cavali Tobaccomore, okay? And let's get that presentation going in there. Nice, beautiful, really nice RC cap, Roberto Cavali. It does snap into place. Okay, you can hold it by the cap. It's pretty sturdy that way. Great presentation. I will say it is a fingerprint magnet and it is black. You cannot see the liquid through this. I have not tried shining a light through this. I think there's a possibility that maybe I would be able to see it if I did that, but you know, I always kind of like to be able to see the liquid somewhere. But that's a small gripe, but it's beautiful. You got this gold-plated look to it. Nothing cheap about it. The cap is actually metal on the outside, plastic on the inside. It does click into place. Okay. Doesn't sound very satisfying, but it's on there pretty good, like I said. And it is a beautiful presentation. Feels good in the hand. I picked this up on Joma Shop for, I think I spent like $70-80 on it. So it's no longer cheap, but it's also not as expensive as it would be if you guys were to go straight to, Roberto Cavali's website or something like that, or get this at like a Macy's or something, because then it goes for much more money. Let's get into the performance. I'm going to show you the sprayer. And this is one of the few bad things I have to say about it, okay? This is not a joke, guys. That's every time. This is one of the worst atomizers of all time. And it's on a good brand, like a very well-recognized, prestigious brand. I'm smelling it in the air. It is beautiful, guys. Now, on this one, to me, it opens up like a dry pipe tobacco. It's a little wet in the beginning. You get some florals in there, some white flowers, white florals, just to kind of take a little bit of the tobacco edge off. But this is a dry, dusty pipe tobacco. It's not a cigar tobacco. It's not a hookah tobacco. It's definitely not a blonde tobacco. It's not even a smooth tobacco. It is literally photorealistic, smelling like a slightly sweet, very spicy pipe tobacco, if you've ever smelled that. It's really nice. Like I said, the atomizer is trash, so you're going to have, like, whatever amount of sprays you normally do, I would say double it. And performance on this one is pretty average. I get like 6 to 8 hours. It does last a bit longer on my clothes, and it does not stain my clothes. At least so far it hasn't, although it seems like it stained this paper. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, it is a really nice fragrance. It opens up, like I said, white florals, pipe tobacco, pretty sweet, but also once it starts to settle on your skin, not even dry down, but this is still like end of the opening. Once it's actually absorbed into your skin a little bit, you do get this dusty, how do I explain this? It's almost like, not stuffy, but it's like if you've ever been, think about you're in a den, in a cabin somewhere, and there's a bouquet of white flowers, and someone's smoking out of a tobacco pipe next to the fire. That's what you get with this. I don't get a whole lot of smoke, but just a little hints of it in the background, and a beautiful pipe tobacco. This is not for, it's for whoever likes that, right? But to me, this comes off as a guy in his 30s and up. Nice suit, right? cold weather. Maybe he's in the cabin with his family for the weekend. Maybe he's on a night, like a date at a nice restaurant where, you know, he's got the blazer on and he's dressed up in nice clothes, but nice winter clothes. He just took off his frock or his trench coat, put it up behind his chair, pulled out the chair for his lady and sat down. And as he pulls the chair out, he kisses her on the cheek and she gets a whiff of this and she's, oh, wow, sophisticated, nice, good credit score. This guy drives a nice car. He's got his shit together. That's what this smells like. Elevated, sophisticated. It's not too simple. I mean, it's not too complicated. If you go look at the notes online, it's like tobacco, white florals, and like, there's like 5 notes, maybe. I think it's like 3 to 5 notes, something like that. Okay, but I'm just getting you what I get. I have heard people talk about like a hay smell. I can kind of see that, but to me it smells more like a room that's been smoked in, okay? So you do get a little bit of, musty is like a bad term because it implies stink, but it's almost a little bit of that dusty kind of, almost a little bit dingy, but it's so nice. I don't want to explain it in a way that makes it sound off-putting because it's not. It's just a very dry tobacco. When I talk about tobaccos, there's cigar tobaccos that are typically very sweet. And if they're blonde cigars or light leaf cigars, they're very smooth. If they're darker cigars, they're still going to be sweet, but they've got a lot of spice to it. This is not that, okay? This is pipe tobacco, and it's beautiful. It's not what I was looking for. I might just need to buy Argos, or I might just need to buy Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. I don't know, because I'm looking for that style. That Swiss Arabian, though, that thing is a fucking hitter. That plum and cigar tobacco, ugh. Okay? And when it dries down, it does settle down into something slightly different. That dustiness kind of goes away. It stays dry. It doesn't ever get, I hate this word, but moist or wet, for lack of a better term. With the tobacco, it always feels like that earthy, dry, pipe, sweet tobacco. But it's not a listed note, but I personally get notes of like a powdered cacao chocolate. Almost like, I'm trying to think, like almost like if you open up like a cacao hot cocoa packet, you don't add water or milk to it or anything like that, and you just smell that. I get that in the background, and it does balance it out. If you're looking for a tobacco fragrance that goes creamy or honeyed towards the end, which is very common, usually a lot of them do both. They either go honeyed, or they go creamy vanilla, or they go tonka, which is similar to vanilla anyways, or both, like Naxos type tobacco. This is not that. It stays very masculine, very tobacco forward. This is just tobacco. Dry, pipe, mildly sweet, pretty spicy, but not like sour spicy tobacco, and a little bit of that dusty element that fades away and turns into more of a chocolate accord. This is not going to be a thirst quencher, okay? It's going to make you thirsty, okay? It's that, okay, now that I've smoked that, I'm going to go, I'm going to go sip some scotch with it or something like that now. Now I'm going to wet my whistle after. It does stay very dry. But it does smooth over, like I said, with that cacao note that I pick up. Let me know if you guys have this, if you personally get that at the end. But hours, like, I want to say 3 through 6, and then onward, I do get that cacao note. And it's a nice balancing note to just the dry, very straightforward pipe tobacco note. Okay? And again, hopefully it's just my atomizer, but just be cautious. I mean, so lame, bro. So lame. For Roberto Cavali to have a sprayer like that, bro. I don't know. But I will say this. It is very, very, very well blended. Nothing about this smells synthetic. Nothing about this smells like a cologne in the general sense of you get that aldehydic smell, you get these brocs. It's none of that. Nothing smells fake. Nothing smells, I get out of my mouth now. Nothing smells lab made. This really does smell like photorealistic pipe tobacco with a little bit of chocolate in the background. Okay? This is cocoa, hot cocoa by the fireplace, and you've got your pipe because you're old school and you want to be a little different. Maybe you got one of those mustaches that you twist in a loop into or something. You know what I mean? Those old school 1800 looking dudes. And you got a bowler hat on, and you got a nice suit on, or a nice blazer on. You're old school, 70s style, right? All right, but that's what this is. Thank you for watching The Most Trash on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, press all the buttons, talk to me in the comments, homie, I talk back. Do all the shits, and thank you for watching The Most Trash on YouTube. Garage Goons, we are out of this bitch.